Dum, do you think the word fiancé is cringe?
Oh, it's disgusting.
I didn't until right now. I'm hearing
Now that
it.
you're thinking
It
about,
sounds
isn't
a
it
little
But could
wild.
you say my fiancé, like with your
that's
whole
French
chest?
or what? What is that?
I don't. Is there
that
like
French?
an etymology of fiance? And by the way, I just realized that fiance for a woman has 2 E's.
Yeah.
And for a man is 1 E. I
Ew.
don't like it one bit. Why do I get an extra E?
That's wild.
Why do I get an extra E?
I did not know this.
Slugs, we have the biggest announcement of our lives
Pinch
right
yourselves.
now. Pinch yourselves.
He ain't dreaming.
We are finally here today to tell you that on September 12th,
The day after.
Oh, Annie, that's not relevant. You can finally get Trash Tuesday merch. And it's so cute. We
And
had
it's
girls,
cute.
cool, awesome designs. Each of these are available. Just click the link below.
We have, look, Khalyla and I are modeling them in extra larges that we're wearing as dresses.
I'm wearing a small tank top, and it's my favorite tank top I've ever owned. I love it so much.
It's so cute. I wore it on stage last night. Everybody loved it.
We're so excited about our new merch. We're going to be wearing it 24/7 because we can't believe it took us 2 years to get here.
These are so comfy, so cute.
Cut them, crop them,
And then send us
muscle
pics.
shirt them.
And then go out in the world and meet other slugs and talk about skull. You know what to do.
Wear us.
You guys, I'm packing my bags and I'm leaving this town. What? No, I mean, I have a show. Oh my God, I have shows this week. This Thursday, there are still tickets for the Late Show in Washington, D.C. and Saturday night in Boston at the Wilbur. I'm so ugly. Wait, will my necklace make me prettier? No. Okay, so get tickets at estherandice.com, and then after that, literally the next week, San Diego, Chicago, Detroit. Oh my God, get tickets at estherandice.com. I can't wait.
Hey Sluggies, welcome to our new set. We're so excited. So many fun things coming. I am on the road as always. I'll be in Austin, Texas at the Vulcan, October 6th and 7th. I'm gonna be in La Jolla shooting my comedy special, October 13th and 14th. I'll be in San Jose, California at the Improv, November 17th and 18th, and Houston, Texas, December 15th and 16th. I am always adding dates, so go to annieletterman.com/shows for tickets.
Thank you to our sponsor, Rocket Money. Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Trash Tuesday. That's rocketmoney.com/Trash Tuesday. rocketmoney.com/Trash Tuesday.
Head to factormeals.com/trash50 and use code trash50 to get 50% off. That's code trash50 at factormeals.com/trash50 to get 50% off.
Thank you to our sponsors, Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/Trash Tuesday and use code Trash Tuesday for a first deposit match of up to $100. All lowercase, that's prizepicks.com/Trash Tuesday. And use code Trash Tuesday for a first deposit match of up to $100. Guys, Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
You guys, welcome to another episode of Trash Tuesday. Esther is being replaced by a very, very special person.
A real man. We wanted a real man on here.
He is a friend of ours. He is a son of Los Angeles by way of Argentina and Mexico. He is a rapper, actor, stand-up. He does it all. Everyone, our friend Dumbfoundead.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Ooh, look at those credits with his scroll. We had to unroll the scroll.
Long. Oh, wait, and you
Multi-hyphenate.
podcast. You have a podcast with
Yeah.
Steffi, who I love.
Yeah.
And Rick.
It's called Fun with Dumb.
Yeah. You guys are killing it.
Yeah, it's good. It's a fun pod. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Are you still jet lagged from Korea?
I'm a little jet lagged. Yeah. The only reason is I threw a party the night before I flew out from Korea. In Korea, it was lit. And then yesterday, I had to make it to a show, a comedy show I throw every month.
Oh,
So
is
it
that
was
Cry Later?
back-to-back parties,
Wait, I have
yeah.
a party question. Was the party with like friends you have in Korea, or was it just you threw a
Friends.
party as Dumbfoundead and people came?
Nah, like friends too. I have like, some K-pop friends, DJ friends, actor friends
Yeah.
over there, and we just threw a big party.
And you went with Nora?
Nora was there too,
Yeah.
yeah. And then so
Oh my
random, like Simu Liu had like a layover. It was like Shang-Chi there. It was like weird. Like random people showed up.
Annie, are you hardcore FOMOing right now?
Sounds very fun. I wish I was involved. I
Yeah.
mean, I know you through Nora, through Aquafina.
Have you gone to Asia?
No, I have not.
And
I
her
wanna go.
fiance is from Laos.
That's what
Well,
I'm saying.
not
There's
from-
been a lot of Asian shit in your life recently or something.
I know, and in 9 to 12 months, I will be full Asian.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
But honestly, though, once you marry into an Asian family, you are technically.
I already call his mom my
Grandfathered in.
mother-in-law. I've gotten so much pho. I feel like, I don't know. I don't want to say I'm in. I don't, but I feel in.
No, you're
No,
in.
I mean, and Laos too. That's a whole nother
Yeah.
section. You know.
I said, I floated the idea of having like a destination wedding. And now Todd's mom has just been sending me all this stuff about having a wedding in
But where would it
in
be?
Laos.
In Laos?
I'm not going that far. I'm not
I
bringing
think
that
you
many
should.
people.
No. I actually think a wedding in Laos is so out of the box and ridiculously Annie that I think you should do it.
Wow.
I mean,
But also,
she
like, you
hasn't
could-
been there. Aren't
Things
there?
shit is cheap there.
Yeah.
Like when I get married, or if I get married, it's gonna be in the Philippines because my
Yeah.
dollar really stretches over
Yeah.
No,
there.
I definitely like the stretching of the dollar. I like that you can have like a huge wedding on a very small weddings budget.
Yes.
Yeah. I just went to Cebu.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think?
It was good. There was like a music festival there. It was like monsoon season, but so that part sucked. But
When'd you go?
it was a couple months. It was I want to say like 4 or 5 months ago.
Was
earlier
it the Plus
this year.
Festival? What is it? What was it
No,
called?
I don't know what it was, but there was all these like Filipino stars and stuff.
Are you going to Asia like multiple times a year?
I don't like the States right now. I like
Yeah.
it over there more.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
I would have extended my flight.
Wait, did you only
Stayed
go to
there.
Cebu? You didn't go anywhere else?
No, I just went there. But I went to Thailand. I went to Korea, Japan. I went to all of that.
I want to go everywhere. I was telling them I went on Google Maps. I went to Japan on a date.
Oh yeah, you guys. So how
We
does
just
that
walked
work
around.
again?
You could just walk on the streets. We just walked around the streets. We picked out restaurants we would have gone to.
Oh, that is really sweet.
Is it sweet?
I mean, slightly.
I was on a little ketamine. I was on a little bit of a kale. I was like, this is the best idea ever.
Yeah, my boy had like a ketamine lollipop with him. He was like, "It's a K-pop." That's what
That's
it was
so
called.
funny.
Yeah, it was called a K-pop.
Yes.
That is one drug that I feel I could actually be addicted to because last year I actually got deliberately put in a K-hole to treat like depression and anxiety.
Yeah.
And it was such a fucked up experience, but like I never felt better. I've like all of my anxiety like melted away like the months after that. So I was like, oh, maybe this is the drug for me. But when I was in the K-hole was the worst thing. It was terrifying.
The hottest girls do ketamine, I feel. That's
Really?
like a
I'm
hot-
flattered you
it's
say that.
No, it's like a real
I
hot
take
Annie
that
loves
as a full
this.
compliment. I can't stop. I got sponsored on my other podcast. Like I was like, manifestation is real. My ads lady was like, what are your interests? When she was like, what should I get you sponsored by? I just was like, oh, I like spray tans and ketamine. I was like, kind of kidding.
Oh my God, the ketamine clinics of LA. Don't
I
they sponsor
literally
like
got
freeways?
sponsored.
Oh
We got to get
God.
sponsored on here. I got sponsored on my other one.
For ketamine?
Yes, I'm a ketamine sponsor.
Wait, we need this. I didn't know that this was, as long as it's not like we're not pushing recreational ketamine.
No. I would
Because
never do
K-pops are
that.
recreational ketamine.
It was definitely, ketamine's never been my thing. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And I don't want to go into what my things are.
Yeah, I was gonna be
but
like, what?
it was never my thing. Yeah.
Yeah, the nose ring kind of gives it away.
What-
Nobody that's
what
in a
is that?
ketamine. Nobody that's in a ketamine puts things in the way of getting their ketamine.
I think that's why ketamine was ruined for me because I thought it was something else.
Oh, it's
And
happened.
then I got deeply
No,
into a K-hole.
everyone has had that moment.
Wait,
That
what do you
happened.
think it is? And
It looks like Coke.
Like, yeah, it does look like Coke.
Look, and we're talking about this was years ago. We don't condone these drugs. These are horrible drugs. You should never do them, ever. But this happened to every
They
person,
should
I
put
think.
some food coloring for safety or something.
It does look very similar, and so the amounts that you do are very different, and the vibes and the feelings you get from them are very different. So if you do like a cocaine line size of ketamine, you are
you can't do that.
in a world.
You're gonna be slumped.
You are not
oh, really?
present. You're gone.
Yeah, you got to take different
Yeah.
portions.
I mean,
That happened to me in high school, and it was actually 2000, year 2000, New Year's. I was at my friend's older sister's place. We were 16, and I did that. They brought us like a plate, and I thought it was cocaine, and I did this huge thing of ketamine, and I had to drive. Some guy came and kicked the window in.
Yeah.
It was just like in Philly, and some random guy just came in and got in a fight with someone and bashed the window in, and they were like, everyone out. And we're like, even the kids? And they're like, the children gone. I'm like, fuck, because I guess the cops are gonna
Yeah.
come. So like, definitely you guys leave. And I remember having to drive, like coming down from a K-hole.
I was knocked over so many things at like my homegirl's apartment, just in a K-hole, and then I turned on her water machine and I left it on overnight and it flooded her whole place. It was messed up. She was so mad because the filtered water machine, you know, she had it was filtered, so it was filtered water, flooded. But
Do you know that I almost died by death of refrigerator because of something Bobby did that was similar?
Did
Oh
he
my
think you were a
gosh.
refrigerator with your shoulders? And then he went to open you?
He did. Yeah. Wait, wasn't there a football player that was called a refrigerator?
I don't know, but
Icebox or
someone.
something?
Is something like
I
that?
posted a
Ooh,
video.
Icebox was from the Little Giants.
That's what I was
Oh,
thinking. Yeah.
Dream.
I posted a video, Khalyla, maybe 3 months ago. I wasn't in my best shape, okay? Somebody told me I looked like a mini fridge. In the comments, I was like, wow. I was like, at least I said mini.
See, William Perry,
Oh yeah. But Icebox was a girl on Little Giants,
which was one of my
yeah.
favorite movies ever. But
I
so,
mean, I liked Sandlot. I was a baseball bitch.
Yeah.
yeah, Sandlot was cute. But Icebox, that girl was like, she was such a cream dream because she had that. She was pretty, but she was a tomboy and she played football.
You're like, there's hope for me.
And I was like, there's hope for these fucking shoulders. Someone's gonna want me one day. But so Bobby was doing yoga online one day, and I had left the house. And when I came back, it sounded like someone was taking a shower upstairs. But I knew that he was still in the room doing yoga. I was like, what the fuck is that sound? It sounds like water. And I go upstairs, and I guess the cats had like moved the faucet over this way, and it had been on for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And so the whole upstairs was flooded, and he was just namasteing in
That's
the
so
other fucking
funny.
room, completely unaware that his home was flooding. And so they had to redo all of the floors, but they had to unbolt this like massive Thermador fridge from the wall, like during construction of the new floor, right? And I forgot that it was not bolted, and I opened the fridge, and the whole thing like came down on me.
Oh man.
And I swear to you, like it was like a refrigerator crushing.
That's
like what a
such
way to go.
like a bad way to go.
And then Bobby, I was like, help,
As
help.
an Asian woman too, it's like so disrespectful.
I know, and he pulled
to
his phone
die
out
in
first.
the kitchen.
I know. And yeah, but it took like 2 other people to get me out from under the fucking fridge, and I had like kimchi on me.
The whole
Oh,
time Bobby's
man.
still doing yoga. He's like, I'm almost done, babe.
Oh my God. But yeah, that was a very scary. Imagine if you had heard that I had passed. Like, how did she go? Like, I would never, like, I hope no one would actually tell you the truth. I would rather you say, like, she was found in an alleyway, just like she had OD'd and was gangbanged to death.
I'm
Oh,
actually
God.
so scared of this way that I think you might die.
Can you not say it? Because I actually believe these things.
I'm just going to tell you right now,
It's going to be a drowning.
of sorts.
Ocean-
But listen, don't you date anyone you dive with, bitch. I saw that movie. About what happened to that
movie?
girl. Where she was married her coach that was helping her with the free dives. She was doing trying to get the Guinness Book of World Records.
Oh God, I don't know about
And-
this.
Please look up what's this girl's name. They had a movie about it that I watched on Netflix, but then it's based on a true story. So this guy was a professional
Free dive.
free diver where they would they put the weights
Yeah.
down and they go whatever. Is that what you do?
Yeah,
You
well,
do the weights and try to go down.
no, I
and
don't
then-
compete in free
You
diving.
don't do
I
like the
spearfish.
balloon.
No,
that
so
sucks you up.
those people, they just go straight down and they try to hit records for how far
Yes.
they can go. I spearfish, but it requires me to still free dive to the bottom.
Okay, so he was messing with her balloon. The husband was messing with her balloon at the end.
No
And
shit.
then all of a sudden there was no air to blow the balloon up. And she just had to float up her own speed and died, and no one could help her.
She had like a blackout.
Yeah,
Oh,
but there was
damn.
no air for the balloon. And then but no one could investigate because you need, wherever this happened, I think it was in Puerto Rico, you have to have the family ask for the investigation. So nobody investigated, but they think that her husband was thought he could save her because he thought it was going to be a thing where there'd be like this romantic where he saves his wife.
Wait, that's why he wanted to do it?
That's what they think. That's the theory because
So he didn't have like a Sancha on the side that he wanted to like live a life
well,
with?
the movie, which is loosely based on this story, made it seem like she was that he had caught her cheating on him, and he was cheating on her, and he was done with her, and it was this whole thing. But I don't know why you would kill her if that's the case. But they said that when she came up, he started giving her mouth to mouth in the water, which they're like, that's so weird. You would bring her on the boat to do it. You wouldn't be unstable in the water doing it. And they thought that that was very performative, and that so they thought that it was that he was trying to do a publicity stunt where it's like husband saves wife.
But she actually didn't make it.
And she was like
she in on
a
it?
bad mood. She was in a bad mood before and not a regular mood that she usually is in before she dove.
Oh shit! All right.
These crime docs never really, give a clear answer to these
But this
things.
wasn't even. I didn't see a documentary. I saw like a fictional movie. Yeah, there she is.
Audrey Muster.
That's the last pictures of her.
Oh, you saw like a Lifetime movie situation?
Yeah, it was like it was a foreign film. It was on. Netflix.
It's so funny.
I was looking at steamy, like, Cinemaxy movies, and that was one of them.
Oh, Skinemax.
I mean,
I
it was
still
on
love
Netflix.
a steamy Cinemax
Yeah,
type.
Me
fun,
too.
right? You get so horny. It's so like
Nostalgic.
Because it's just there's no you don't
It
see anything.
pulls the right horny strings.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know, it's
it really
just- I
does.
don't
Except
know.
I saw one where they were showing dong on it. It was
That takes the joy away. That kills.
it was
all
just
the
weird because
joy.
I'm just imagining the whole production.
Yeah.
Because I know like maybe they're gonna see, usually there's the sock cock or the cock sock where they have
Yeah.
it covered or whatever. But I was like, all right, he's just showing his wiener. It was Eric. The hell's his name? He was the boyfriend on 6 Feet Under.
Oh, Eric Balfour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
who's very weird looking, but
He has
very
a big
hot.
cock, right?
It wasn't that big for it to be in the movie the way it was. But his ass was really good. He was like really. It was like he was hot.
Yeah, he
I
has
was
a good
definitely
looking
like
guy.
looking. I'm like, what's he look like now? Oh, he aged well. Okay. Married with kids. That's cute. That's cute. He's weird, but he's an odd looking man.
Oh, this dude. Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
remember him.
He always looks like he'd be in a boy band or something.
Yeah.
Like One Direction, like Zayn.
He also
looks like a
kind of
Zayn.
looks like one of the vegetables from VeggieTales too.
Wait,
He's very his head's very like.
Wait, what's veggie?
Remember VeggieTales, the like Christian cartoon?
Yeah.
They use vegetables.
Look up VeggieTales. Show her VeggieTales, and you'll see what I'm saying. One of my professors looked like the broccoli.
Veggie Tales.
Look at VeggieTales. See how
Yeah.
they're, like,
Oh my
backwards
God.
hat-
Yeah, he looks
Doesn't
like
he
the
look like the
zucchini
backwards hat
or
one?
the zucchini or the cucumbers or
See
the.
what I'm saying? The asparagus looked like my professor in college.
Wait, I want to ask you. Do you feel ugly when you go to Korea?
Do I feel ugly?
Because I was just talking to David So.
Yeah.
I had dinner with him.
Yeah.
And he was like, fuck, man. He's like, when I go to Korea, I never feel uglier.
I feel like everyone is really well put together over there. There's just so many, skin wellness places.
Yeah.
Like a McDonald's on every corner. You just go in and they got a chart and it's like casual. You go in there and get Botox like
Yeah.
on a Tuesday or something, And they're really well put together. But I don't really like the look of the typical Korean beauty look.
Yeah.
Like even
Yeah.
if you follow like a hot Korean girl,
They
on
don't
it-
do enough ketamine.
yeah, no, I like them a little rough. Or a couple bags under their eyes. No, a lot of the girls, like even if you look at their Instagram, they're like the filters they use are like super pale, kind of cartoony a little bit. I just don't like the look. Like when I go there, I usually tend to lean towards the girls that kind of look like they're Asian girls in LA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like their hair's blonde, they got hoop earrings and
yeah.
ABG eyelashes.
I
And
love
shit.
ABG
That's the
What
look
is
I love.
ABG
Asian
eyelashes?
baby girl. It's
does
a
that mean?
look.
It's kind of chola-ish.
Yeah, it's
You know what
chola
I mean?
I'm
adjacent.
listening.
Yeah.
But they have to have
I'm
very
in.
specific tattoo placements. A lot of times, like on the thigh,
Yeah.
or it's a very
Thigh tattoos have
But-
grown on me so hard.
contacts, right? Like
Yeah.
contact lenses sometimes. But those were like the older ABG girls.
Listen, blonde Asians, you got to be honest. It's the
Slightly
best. It's number
cross-eyed.
one.
Blonde
It's
Asians.
number
I
one.
love me a blonde Asian.
Guy,
I
girl,
gotta say.
any gender, it's what's up.
Like when I threw my party, I threw a West Coast themed party in Korea. It was called La La La, 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 LA. And then it attracted all the like Koreans that love like West Coast shit.
Yes.
So there were all these blonde Asians with LA hats and like tube tops. You know what I
I
mean?
love
Like it
that.
was lit. And yeah, it was fun.
That's like Filipinos. There's a term called jejemon.
Yeah.
And jejemon is like our version of that. They're very just like the hip hop kids, but they wear like the bandana. So they try to like copy like the westernized, their westernized idea of like hip hop, but it's considered like not cool back home because they say like, "Oh, you're so judgy," which is like, kind of like not. But I think it's kind of this cool little culture of their own.
I feel like internationally, people love West Coast more than East Coast culture.
I think so.
I feel like more people are like into Pac and more than like Biggie. There's more murals of like Pac in like Germany and like across Asia. You know what I mean? Like the West Coast won the beef internationally.
But you know what it is too?
Like,
I think the East Coast loves the East Coast.
But can I
so
just
much.
say,
Yeah.
Right? The
I
East
don't-
Coast is because I'm East Coast, but I'm so obsessed with that. I love living here now.
So when I came from the Philippines for the first time, I didn't know the difference between Kansas or LA. I just thought America was America. So I can firmly say that I didn't know that there was an East Coast, West Coast. I just thought it was America and then hip hop and
Yeah.
then Pac and then Biggie. I didn't know that there was a whole beef. Didn't
Yeah.
understand that whole. You're just like, no, it's just America.
Did
Yeah.
you see the theory that Tupac is alive and living on a reservation in New Mexico?
Now they moved it to
Did
New
you see
Mexico.
that? Yeah, it's New
There's
Mexico.
always sightings.
But why would you be
Yeah,
living
Pac
in
sightings.
New
I
Zealand
lived,
at some
you guys, I
point?
lived in New Mexico for 7 years. Like, you're there you got to go on a hike or something. You can't just like hide away. Like, why would he would not have a life? He would just be like in what?
I feel like if Tupac was in New Mexico, you'd have known by now because you have so many friends that still
I'd
live
have
there.
found him.
But
Yeah.
New Mexico is not a bad, like that theory could check out, like that'd be a good place to hide out. You know what I mean?
But
Like I'm
where-
not gonna see him in K-Town, like it's like
But it's like, okay, so I lived in Santa Fe for 7 years. It's like there's a lot of like desert. It's just what is he living in like like a Airstream,
Maybe.
and just that his whole life is just like hiding away.
he had like a poncho on.
He would live like somewhere far away, right? He would be on an island where he can live
Probably.
out. Like, and also he's a performer. He likes to be out. He likes to be like he's gonna be just hidden away for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
Like,
He's in, I don't know. I think he's in like one of them like Cleveland joints with Chappelle or something, just a little,
That
Is
would
that
make
little
more
camp,
sense.
like
His
one of those
summer
camps
camp,
and
yeah.
shit.
he's actually Matt Rife. He just got surgery. He's hiding under Matt Rife's face.
That'd be the wildest comeback ever, right there.
Listen, when you got star quality, you got star quality.
He's like, he's like, I always wanted to pull white bitches. This is the only way. No.
Do you ever have that alternate dream that you keep in, like the recesses of your mind just in case shit goes wrong? Like, what is that thing where you're like, okay, if shit doesn't work out, I'm just gonna do this and be okay with it?
That shit's scary now, honestly, because people get canceled and you can't make money no more. So
I
I think
know.
about that because I'm like not rich enough to get canceled yet.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
know.
I mean?
I can't wait to get
Yeah.
cancelable, Rich,
That's
where you're just like, fucking.
That's horrifying to think about. Like I dead ass think about this all the time because I'm like, I'm looking at my finances. Like, what if I did get canceled right now? What bracket am I? Like how do
You're
I survive?
so correct though, because like, wouldn't you say that even friends of ours, where like they started off at a certain level and then they start to rise, and you're just holding your breath for them. You're like, it's gonna happen. Everyone is going to get canceled to some degree once they hit that level.
I don't
right?
think I'm not afraid of canceling anymore because I really have only seen careers grow.
You're not wrong. Yes.
I think your
From
career,
getting canceled?
yeah, I think your career starts at a canceling,
Yeah.
then you blow up. You think you're blown up until that cancel happens, and
It depends what you're
comeback.
canceled for. Like
Like who's been canceled that's really canceled?
Harvey Weinstein.
He's in prison. If he was free, we'd have some new Hollywood stars, wouldn't we? Sandra Bullock wouldn't be playing such young characters anymore, would she? We'd have some young hotties coming in.
You still have to get some good momentum to get canceled
I
and
do have
then
to
make
say
a
something.
comeback.
Yes,
Can
yes.
I
know.
say something about the Harvey Weinstein girls
Yeah.
too? We used to play the Harvey Weinstein game. I might have told you guys this already, but where if there's like an actress that's in a lot of stuff, but she's like not hot, she's like, you're like kind of surprised that she's playing like all these really like hot roles, hot girl roles. We would Google image her and Harvey Weinstein, and there's always pictures of Harvey hugging her, and you're like, oh my God. She was a Harvey placement. He planted her.
He has a bunch of pictures, probably, right?
Yes.
Just in Google Images.
It's basically everyone. He was running the ship.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So Kevin Spacey did get fully canceled.
Yeah,
Bill Cosby.
No, but Bill's on tour, right?
Did somebody Google like fully
Chris Brown's
canceled
not
people or what?
canceled.
Is this fully
Chris
canceled
Brown's
people?
fully
list?
not canceled.
Full, absolutely.
No, Chris Brown is not fully
Not
canceled.
And
fully
we saw
He's
her
touring.
face. We saw her face.
Also, Shia, not
Not
fully
canceled.
canceled. Nope.
Shia's like I don't know what his deal is. He's not really canceled, but he's not out there like that.
But he's so weird and strange that he still piques everyone's interest. So I think that
also,
he's
child stars a little bit. You're like, all right, some
They're-
weird
Yeah.
shit happened. in your life.
Shia is in the bracket of people who get canceled and it kind of fucks them up personally, like mentally, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Like Chris Brown, it didn't really fuck him up. He's just continuing.
Yeah.
He's dancing still the same. He's gotten better at dancing,
He
you
really
know?
Oh my
did
god,
get
his meet and
better.
greet pictures. His meet and greet pictures are the funniest thing I've ever seen. Where he's just
Why?
like groping the girl. The girls are like riding him in all the meet and greet pictures.
Chris
It's so
Brown
funny.
shit is funny because he always shares like his crib, like his interior design is so trash. Like money cannot buy you taste, like whatsoever. His
is
crib
he all proud of it?
His place is crazy, like crazy inside. I want to see like a wild ass Architectural Digest episode of his shit. It's just like insane murals everywhere.
Yeah, you're not gonna get canceled for this level of things. Like these are like, and Cosby's going on tour again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's no way Cosby's going on
He
tour.
is.
He is.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I'd like to attend that show.
Me too.
people are gonna go.
just to see what's gonna happen. You know, what he's gonna talk about. Is he gonna get booed? Like, or I'm trying. People are probably gonna go in there, protest, all types of shit.
Yeah, but I'm guessing there are people, so I mean, the older generation who probably still love him, who are not so kind of switched on about like what cancel means, cancellation. They're probably just like, Cosby, what's happened? This is so great.
People don't know.
Some people
a lot
don't
of
know.
People, it's weird. You think everyone knows all these things. They
I'm
don't
telling
know
you, he'd
anything.
kill it in the Philippines.
Well, yeah. I mean, people probably don't care as much over there about.
Well, it's not even
this
that they don't care.
case.
They probably are not. It's not in their news cycle as much that he was even canceled.
Well, also his like the age bracket of his fans are like too old to protest. Like protesting takes a lot of energy and
I like the
organization.
outside of his house. It's a little smaller than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah,
oh,
but
wow.
that's it.
Sonic.
Nah,
Yeah,
fam.
that is trash. Straight up.
I like how you just saw
But
the
even-
Sonic. You're like
But
Sonic.
also, like, look at the couch.
Where's that couch from?
This
That's
is
bad.
crazy. Did he take it from before his? This is bad.
It's like an 18-year-old skater
What is
who
this
just
room? What
this
the
is
fuck?
bad.
Yeah, this is like an 18-year-old skater who just signed like his first big deal and is
Guys,
like,
this
I think
is
this
a
is
small house.
I've
It's
seen
not-
like a
think so.
Brazzers set better than this shit. Like for real. This is wild.
oh my god.
This is pretty.
This I feel like this is what my place would look like if I let Todd.
Really?
Maybe.
Yeah, I
Todd
mean, like,
always
what's
like-
the deal?
I
Like,
even hate the tiles of that
It's so
bathroom, that
bad.
interior of this bathroom. What is going on, man?
It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
I'm so mad.
I mean, it doesn't look like
You
a
got
terrible
the Philip
home.
Outside's
Hughes.
fun.
Come on, I got Philip Hughes, bro. You're way richer. You got the Philip Hughes light bulbs, the weakest settings.
I do like how the lights look though. The lights
Yeah.
in my, and that's the house. Okay,
Yeah.
it doesn't look small. I only saw a little corner of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, like there's just I feel like that's the biggest thing when people get canceled. Like it does mess with you permanently. I feel.
Yeah.
Like you're not the same.
But I love what Annie always says. She's like, cancel is a state of mind. Like, it really, if you can switch like how you think about it, like
But what are you canceled for? Did you like R a bunch of H's? Pose?
What, like what would you get canceled
Like
for?
what,
in
if you're
general?
getting canceled for like you said something and it was taken out of context or
but that's
even
yes. And then
yeah.
you have to do the whole fucking apology tour for some shit you're probably not even sorry for, but it's like you have the pressures of deals or people, like
yeah.
I
Some of the
canceled for
things like
that.
the Lizzo canceling is a little wild to me because I'm like, I need a little bit more
That's
backstory.
to me that's kind of messed up. Like people were waiting on her to fuck up. The people were really waiting on Lizzo. Like,
But is it on Lizzo for being like, I create a safe space? You know what I mean? Like, is it kind of like you can't use the language of the cancelers?
I kind of hate that too. It's like, well, you can't roast the people you work with. You should be allowed to clown
by
the
the way,
shit
eat
out
the
of the people
banana.
you work with.
Eat
like Ellen.
the banana.
Like I think Ellen shouldn't have been canceled. I think she should have whatever. Like what she's wild. She took care of so many people in her audience.
She was the
can't
first,
slap a
like-
banana out of a PA's hand. Like, come on, dude.
She was the first like lesbian, open lesbian
Right.
on TV. Like she did. It is interesting. And she seems like maybe she's a little rough, but oh well.
Also, it's like toxic work environment. I understand it to a degree, but like that word toxic in general is
so
so
annoying.
overused.
I
and
think
like,
work environments should be
They
toxic.
should be toxic.
Like in
We're at
Korea,
work.
it is it's toxic. That's how they became the
I feel the same way.
prospering country. You know what
company
I mean?
men.
I just feel like, okay, with the Lizzo, the banana part of the Lizzo thing, from what I understand is like they went to this strip club, the performer puts the banana inside herself and then makes someone eat it. And then Lizzo was like, got one of her dancers to eat it and was like, you have to eat it or you're off the tour, which sounds like she's kidding.
So funny though. What a
And
fun
also,
night.
you're not really going to be fired from the tour. You know what it reminds me of?
When
Like,
you're out with friends, think about like the shit that I've done at strip clubs, like amongst my friends.
I brought my own banana.
No, but it's like we're wilding out. Like we are just having a good time. There's a rapport.
Right.
Like when you read that in a document, like written out that way, it's like, of course that seems fucked up. But like if you were there, if any of those people were there, they would have been like, oh, we're just
You know what it is? It's like the roasts hit harder when it's coming from someone you don't respect, you know? like you know what I mean? Just because she was bigger and she said that joke to her,
yeah.
you're like, this bitch, really? Like it just hit.
It probably just stung
kinda
extra.
It
Yeah.
hurts more. You know what I mean? Like when I got a homie who like doesn't have his life together and tries to give me advice on my career, I'm like,
Oh my
I get
God.
hot. I get mad as hell. Like, are you
Oh my
serious right now?
God. When an
the
open micer gets-
audacity.
An open micer like gives me notes on his joke. I'm like, back away from
The
you right
audacity,
now.
right? The audacity. Like that's I
Yeah.
think that's kind of the situation.
That may be. That may be it.
That's yeah.
I recently found out that I've been paying for like 2 years for some like streaming service that I used for 30 seconds. And I'm like, I needed Rocket Money. Like, what was I thinking?
I think I'm still paying for like an insect identifier.
Of course you are.
Well, you might need that. You're like, do I date it? Is it a pet? Do I kill it?
But if your subscriptions are draining your wallet, like you're not alone. The average person has around 12 paid subscriptions and they might not even remember subscribing to half of those. And if you have no idea just how much you're spending each month, you need Rocket Money. It's a great app that tracks all of your expenses so you know exactly where your money is going.
Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place.
It's crazy. They can even help you like negotiate your bills to be lower by up to 20%. All you have to do is take a picture of your bill and Rocket Money will just handle it. It's like,
and they can also recommend custom budgets for you.
no, it's like having your own little Jewish grandfather in an app.
They look at your past spending and they're like, hey, maybe ease up on this.
I got a lot of apps. It's embarrassing. I've subscribed to everything that's ever been offered to me in my
I
entire life.
believe you.
And they make it so difficult to find the cancel button.
I don't know how, but somehow I email subscribe to New Jersey. I just get things
The
like
state of New Jersey?
The state of New Jersey.
Stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions and manage your money the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/Trash Tuesday. That's rocketmoney.com/Trash Tuesday. rocketmoney.com/Trash Tuesday.
Guys, we're busy. Not only are we busy, but some of us can't be trusted to cook for others.
Okay, that is fine. Say that.
100%.
Fine.
I would like, if I ever eat at your house again, it's gotta be Factor. I need them to portion it out. I wanna make sure nothing's poisoned or anything.
Factor is America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit. Can help you fuel up fast with chef-prepared, dietitian-approved, ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door.
Okay, honestly, cooking, portioning, I can't. Like, I'm a busy woman. I'm on the go. And Factor meals are so delicious and they're healthy and they make things so easy.
And you can choose from over 34 weekly flavor-packed, dietitian-approved meals ready to eat in 2 minutes.
And level up with gourmet plus options prepared to perfection by chefs and ready to eat in record time, which is very important to me. Treat yourself to upscale meals with premium ingredients like broccolini, leeks, truffle butter, and asparagus. And also, if you're looking for like a calorie-conscious option ahead of a busy season, try delicious dietitian-approved calorie-smart meals with around or less than 550 calories per serving.
I tried to have the scale to weigh out my food. It's just not for me. It's not going to happen. So
I can't personally count my own macros. That is something I will never do in this lifetime.
It's not worth my time. It's not worth my life. And so Factor doing it for me is what's up.
Head to factormeals.com/trash50 and use code trash50 to get 50% off. That's code trash50 at factormeals.com/trash50 to get 50% off. Prize Picks is the most fun I've had. Sports gambling. Annie, all her football knowledge.
Listen, no, I'm sorry. When people would talk about sports, my eyes would glaze over. I was like, why are we doing this? What's going on? When I found out there could be money involved, I am all ears. I'm on the edge of my seat. And yeah, Khalyla and I are now experts on sports. Do you want to ask us any sports questions, anyone?
Yeah, any sports questions,
Do you have any
Esther?
sports questions for us?
Well, do you know Patrick Mahomes? And how he
Wait, can you say his name again?
Patrick Mahomes.
He's our favorite player.
No, but I honestly, since we've been sponsored by Prize Picks, I haven't seen you without a smile on your face.
I mean, she's won like 25 times the money.
You guys, I'm freaking rich.
football
Do you
season.
understand? Between Rocket Money and this, I'm loaded.
Quick withdrawals, easy gameplay, and an enormous selection of players and stat types are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app.
Every day, baby.
This week on Prize Picks, I know Annie is selecting Saquon Barkley for more than 60 yards and Patrick, right? Our boy Patrick for more than 2
Patty
passing
McCombs.
touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers for more than 3 passing touchdowns, right?
Uh-huh.
Also, one thing that I do really love about Prize Picks is that they now offer Apple Pay for quick and easy deposits into your account for this football season. And you can go to prizepicks.com/trashtuesday and use code trashtuesday for a first deposit match up to $100, all lowercase. That's prizepicks.com/trashtuesday and use code trashtuesday for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Annie, what about your boy, Odell Beckham Jr.?
Oh, I love Odell. I think he's going to go for more than 50 yards and Josh Allen for more than 2 passing touchdowns.
I think that's a really good prediction. Good on you. I think you're going to win 25 times the money you put in.
And guys, you know what? We just gave you $100.
Yeah, like take this to your guy. By the way, if you want to connect with your boyfriend during football season, give him this code and he's going to go down on you for a long time.
He's going to go touchdown on you.
Wait, I have a really important question for you guys, okay, since we have a male guest today. Should men tell you there is a potential that their dick might go soft? Let's say they have erectile dysfunction. Should they tell that to you up front or just take the risk? And
No, hell no. I'm rolling dice every time. Let's go. I mean, and also, there's also, dudes, if that happens, you got to be prepared. You know what I mean?
with a Cialis, and there's so many
take
things on the
some.
market.
Oh yeah, like I'm on the after day going back to the crib. I'm just smooth as hell, just popping it. Just finagle it out of my wallet. Bam.
I wonder
ready
how
to
I
go.
would feel though if some guy was like, hey, just as a heads up, like this thing happens to me once in a while. I don't want you to take it personally.
Well, the funniest is when they're like, this never happens. You're like, that's more insulting.
it's
It's actually way more insulting. And I don't believe you, but also, no, I always just go, I'm too hot. I've always just gone, I'm too hot. That's the problem.
Because that's what's sort of been my.
What I think is all that matters. So
Wait, you mean like right before he's about to have sex? Like you guys?
Yeah, just be like, if he's concerned
I
about
don't
it, just
need
be
to
like,
hear if
my
you
shit
have,
might go
Yeah.
soft once in a while, but it's not you,
I
okay?
thought you meant during the dinner date. It's like let's not jump the gun, buddy.
mashed potatoes come out and you're like,
Let's
speaking
not
of
jump
mashed
the gun.
potatoes.
Nah. I think that's whack. First of all, it doesn't feel like you're spontaneous. And,
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
That sounds whack.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think that I would love it actually. But there is something to be said. I know it's not my fault, but I do take it personally when they go soft on me. And I really like now I'm like, okay, it's definitely not my fault. But there are times where I'm like, fuck,
Do
like
you ever try yelling at them? Just get it hard.
get it up, get it back up. No, but I do feel that, like, especially when a guy is like, oh, I just can't come. I'm like, oh fuck.
Not being able to come so annoying. I'm like, oh.
I know. And now there's the whole movement of like not chasing the cum. You're just supposed to just like enjoy the sex.
Well,
and-
that's different from ED and coming, though,
Right, right.
So yeah, I mean, as far as like ED goes, like the dude, if that happens, like he just has to be prepared.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah.
he doing?
Yeah,
you know?
you're
But what
right.
if-
It's
what
like
if
why?
you're-
And then if you tell me now it's on me to like worry about, I'm like,
Okay, but hear me out. Okay, what if it's a situation where
is this
he-
something that's happened to you?
No, no,
Because
no,
doesn't
no.
she sound like she's asking for specific advice?
Yeah.
No,
She's like, what if he was wearing a blue shirt? And
no. Okay, so what if there are some counterindications with his medications that doesn't allow him to pop
I'm
Cialis?
sorry, guys. If you're listen,
Mentally ill.
I'm done. I've done that. I'm out of that phase of my life.
What do you mean, Annie? What is this
If
guy
you've
you
got
really
the
like?
Monday through Sunday, popping the pill.
Now we got to know about his other
Oh
conditions.
my God. I'm at dinner.
Damn,
I'm on a first
What
date.
is wrong with this guy?
I'm on a first date. He's crying. He's like, I have
Listing his
ED.
comorbidities.
They're like, oh, by the way,
Crazy.
don't worry. It's not the erectile dysfunction has nothing to do with you. I'm just really depressed and cry a lot.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe you need to like handle stuff inside yourself. Maybe you're
Yeah.
not ready to have sex with me.
No, but see, I warn guys up front. I'm like, hey, sometimes I explode in tears after sex or after I come. Like, don't be freaked out. It has nothing. It's not because of you.
Okay, that would freak me out.
Okay.
To be honest, that'd be.
If I tell you that up front or after.
I mean both. Like that's like heavy. You know what I mean? That what would you say? What would you tell people?
It would. Okay, this is how I say it. Like, but I don't say it like just so you know. Heads
She's like,
up.
I'm a squirter, but out of here. A top squirter.
Yeah.
No, usually it will come up organically in just like when I'm talking to someone. Just be like, oh, this like weird thing happens to me and I cry when I come.
Mm.
And I can't
It
control like the
happens.
tears. And I just say it like that. And
I
I
should be
go-
like, I'm a girl. I cry sometimes.
no, but I go into, I'll usually be like, oh, there's this article about blah, 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 blah. And I explain that it
You
happens to some
educate
girls.
them?
Yes, I do. Because it's fucking scary if a girl just bursts out crying.
I mean, I'd rather it surprise me. I would, you know, it's fine. I mean,
And I think your ego would probably like it a little. You're like, oh, fuck, I fuck this shit to tears.
Yeah, but then there's that study that alleges that men get turned off when they see girls cry.
I have always had boyfriends like, you're so hot when you cry. They like love when, I think that's why they yell at me so much. But
What do you think? What are your thoughts on that? There's this study
I
that
ca-
says like men when they how did they do the test, Annie? Was it with like a scent of like tears or something like that? But it was
Yeah,
like a
something like
legitimate
that.
test. And when they were exposed to like the tears of a woman, they became like
oh,
they're
just in
less
general,
less
not in
aroused.
not in the sack or anything. Just when you're out and about and they start crying.
less sexually aroused by women that are crying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not looking to get aroused or anything in those moments. But
you're like at
That's a
the
good
farmer's
point.
market.
yeah, I know, right? Really, I thought we were gonna fuck right here. Nah.
Okay, sniffing women's tears dampens sexual desire in men. I hate this. I think this is false.
I could see this happening for sure. You know, like it's just like
Well, it's like what I was just saying. It's like, I don't want like just a guy that's crying all the time. It's like, you guys don't want just like the crying girl. You're like, oh, I gotta like, I'm gonna be responsible for this person's mood or whatever. I don't know.
Okay, so what you're telling me is if a girl were to burst into tears after coming, you would rather it be a surprise.
no, I'd rather they cry then though. You know, than like any other moment during the date. Like during the dinner, it's like, yeah, you're definitely not getting any that night. I think, you know, you gotta console her. You gotta, you know, you're having a consoling night. You're gonna have a talk. You're gonna have a long
You
hours.
want to cocksole her?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Whatever. I mean, that's a condition. That's fine. I don't need to know
It's a
about this new
condition.
thing that, you know, it's cool. Get your cry on.
I think it's called like,
Oh,
what's this?
there's
oh
a-
my gosh.
Shout out Urban Dictionary.
What's
How fun is that?
coxole?
I thought I just made it up.
To comfort someone at a time of grief or
With your cock.
disappointment with your penis.
I
That's
really,
how I imagined it to be.
By the way, I really hate myself when I find myself searching for things on Urban Dictionary. There was a time where I didn't need to do that. I was down with it. I knew everything, you know.
And now we're at that age where we're like, oh, coxsomb.
Yeah.
It is.
Interesting.
Gotta see how it's used in a sentence and everything.
But you can't trust it either. It's all, a lot of it's just bullshit.
Yeah. Okay, so follow-up question to that. If a woman has a hard time, like, typically orgasming, is it something that she should discuss with you? Just be like, yo, like, it really, it's hard for me to come, so, like, don't even try, or not don't even try, but just, like, don't worry about it if I don't. Or are you just...
I've heard that a lot. Like, you're saying from girls?
Yeah, from girls.
Yeah, I've heard that. Like, you know, it's all right. Just, you finish. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm like, don't mind if I do. No, but
You're like, already did. Good timing. Interesting, you just said that.
Yeah, I've heard that, you know, several times, I guess, from girls. That's just, I don't know. What's your question?
Yeah, that is. It's like, you know, is it weird for a guy to hear that, like, up front, just like, hey, like, you could go, like,
Listen,
it takes me a
after
long
the
time.
entire Sade album's gone through, you're like, all right, I want you to give yourself a break.
How long are Sade albums?
I don't know, but there was a guy that was like, he's like, I ate you out to an entire album. Isn't that so funny? He
And
put
you
Sade
still
on.
didn't?
What? I didn't come, no.
Was he that
stuff.
terrible?
No, he was very good.
It's
I would be
mentals.
about to come, and then I.
It
Yeah,
is
the
it's
mentals.
exhausting at that point though, because you're like, damn, is this her or am I? Because I'm
He'd
trying.
be so
I'm
funny
really
too. He'd
trying
be so
here.
funny because I hooked up with him for a while, and he would be like, ugh. He'd be like, come over, and his ego was so attached to making me come, so he would just like go for like as long as he had to.
Yeah, at some point
was
the
a
pussy
good
goes
boy.
dead though.
Do you see
It's
the-
like,
It's not his fault. It was like me. He was
Yeah.
very
I always
good.
find the pretending to orgasm like such an interesting thing. You know?
I
Oh
was,
my
I'm
God.
Because
like,
dudes don't do that.
no,
you know what
no,
I'm
dudes
saying?
do that. Oh
Dudes-
my God, you're so wrong. You're so wrong.
I just
so
heard someone talking about this.
yes, okay. So a really close friend of mine who happens to be a dude just admitted to me that he has faked in the last couple of years 50% of his orgasms.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, what are
Why?
you doing this for?
Why?
And his thing is like, I don't know, like my body's changing and I just kind of want to like, you know, want to give him a win.
I'm not even a good enough actor for that shit. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? I don't think I could pull it off.
I don't think I could either. And it's actually very embarrassing. Like the idea of getting caught lying about orgasming to me is like way worse than just being like, high five, we tried.
And I don't want no follow up like where's the cum?
Yeah.
Like I don't want
Did I just see you hawk a loogie? What are you doing?
I know. I don't know how he's getting away with it, or maybe
Maybe
he's
condoms.
not.
He can just like pull the condom off and throw it out before anyone sees it.
Oh, that is a good
or
point.
if you're busting inside, then you can say you've busted. I
Yeah,
guess.
but girls always know when it drips out.
If you're doing like coming inside someone and
Yeah.
then they're like, you came inside me, I need
Yeah.
bill. Like you gotta send me $50, but he's like, I didn't actually.
Well,
Yeah,
let me
I
ask-
know,
Let me,
it's-
ask, let me ask you, how much can you feel someone coming inside
None,
you?
zero at all.
Nothing at
Zero.
all?
We don't feel anything. There's
This
not
actually
enough
I
question-
nerves.
feel it. You don't
No,
feel
no,
it?
no, no, no. I know the movement of the penis as it's coming. So there's like, you know, the body looks a little different. So I can know when they're coming, but the actual squirting into the back of me, I don't feel it. Do you?
I don't think so.
Wait,
Yeah,
but
maybe
you
I'm just like imagining it.
Because we're the ones selling it. It's like, yeah, I'm coming in you. Do you feel the stream? Do you feel the stream?
It's warm. It's warm.
No, I'm
and
telling
it comes
you
out
guys.
of
So you're saying you
There's-
could like, this is actually
It's
I've never asked this.
warm.
So
There
you
is just no fucking way that biologically we would be built to have that many nerves up there because it's not conducive to like to hurt internally like that. So
It
that's what I'm
doesn't
saying.
hurt.
No, I'm just saying like I think that
No,
there's
you
just
feel the warm squirt.
I would feel like I would
I'm
think
gonna
that you
Todd,
would
this
feel
is, you're
it.
gonna make
I
me
would
get
think-
knocked up because I'm gonna be like, Todd, you have to come in me right now. I have to feel it.
I'm gonna test this out. I have to now.
You messed me up because now I don't believe this girl is like, I feel it. You know? You lying, bitch. You don't feel shit.
That's why it's good when they come in you.
It does really.
You know I like my special sauce. I like to get come in on my
You
period.
do strawberry shortcakes. Yeah, that's Annie's favorite
Okay,
time
but
of the
that's
month.
interesting. You're saying you don't. There's nothing.
I have
there's-
never in my
feel it,
life
right? Am I crazy?
felt a
It's warm. And then you plop it out. You plop it out. You have to go to the bathroom and do the plop.
but the actual propulsion of the thing coming out. I don't feel that.
I feel like maybe
Am I
some
thinking
people
about-
feel it, some people don't. I mean, you're the type to cry during sex, so maybe that explains
pussy's
the
an
numbness.
empath.
Maybe that explains the numbness
I
inside.
have an
know.
M pussy.
Oh my God, you have an empathic pussy.
Yeah.
It feels it all.
I can feel when you get coming.
Wait, when I'm coming in a different town, Annie's
like
eyes
a
roll
wet
back.
Kegel. I get a wet Kegel. I go, oh my God, someone just came in Khalyla. It's always at a weird time. You're always somewhere else. I'm like, is she in the Philippines? What hour is it?
We might have to cut all of this out, but like, I have a real sickness with like OG recipe, like original recipe.
Yeah.
Like, I have to tell a guy up front, no matter what I say during sex, you have to pull out. Because what I say during sex is fucking criminal.
This information
I
is
will
out in the world.
jujitsu pull you and say shit like, I want your fucking baby.
With
Like,
those shoulders too. It's like
I
you're not getting
know,
out.
but that's why I have to give the.
You pull them under the refrigerator. You're like, getting my crisper.
But this is like an insane thing I do. So I have to tell him up front, like, you cannot listen to me. Like, you have to promise me you have to be the only adult in the room.
Well, I could see, yeah. I mean, because when you're in the mood, in the zone, you know what I mean? I could see that was just part of the demonstration of sorts. What are we doing?
Show us on the banana what Lizzo did to you.
Yeah, I'm not doing any
Show us
games
the banana
with
where
this, all right?
Lizzo made you
Not
suck.
playing any games
Yeah,
here.
we have a segment called Banana
We
Break.
just eat a
It's just
banana.
we eat a banana.
Oh, that's it?
Re up on potassium.
How
But
many sicknesses do you have? Jesus, potassium. What do you need?
arrhythmia.
No, but yeah. That whole thing of like pull out, because like at that point, it's like a test or something, you know?
Well, like what happens to me is that it feels so biologically natural for someone
You're
to
just
do
like
it.
the mess that's coming after this is such a nightmare. Morning after pills.
I'm not thinking straight
Yeast
in that
infection.
moment. I'm so horny in that moment. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I just want cum.
Could I ask you guys something? Like, what has been some of the protocols of somebody coming on you and then the cleanup afterwards?
That's a really great question.
Because I'm always a little insecure about my cleanup methods. Like, especially when I'm like, hey, hold up, and I like run. I just feel goofy as hell.
Are you
just
holding now your soft
grabbing
dick in your hand?
Yeah, I'm holding, or I'm like,
Well, you got a little drip. You have to deal with it yourself.
well, or like grabbing a wet towelette
Yeah.
and all that. Like recently, I like grabbed a tissue paper and I wetted a towel and I wiped her with the wet towel. I had the whole
oh
thing.
my gosh, you
And
did the full service.
Yeah, I did the full service.
detailed
and
her.
I think it just looked kind of whack to her.
I'll tell you why
she
that was a
like, this dude's
mistake.
doing too much. Like, you know what I mean?
I can tell you why that was a grave mistake.
I felt it was a grave mistake. She was
I'm
like,
here to
really?
confirm."
The wet towel, fam? Like, what are you doing?
Well, it's not that it's I think for me, because I have a lot of like sensory aversions, the idea of tissue,
Get
a
your
wet
tissue
tissue,
the fuck away from
it's like,
me.
yeah, and plus water and cum are kind of like oil and water.
Wait,
It
the
doesn't
tissue. What do you mean? No tissue.
no
Tissues
towel.
Towel.
Tissues are
The worst.
and that's like it gets stuck on you like a shaving accident. Like a little shaving
No,
cut.
paper towels though.
paper towel a little,
little
better.
rough,
Right.
a little rude. Are we in a kitchen? Like what's going on at
The
this
nicest
point?
thing
towel
you
is
can
rude?
do, the sweetest thing you can do, honestly, if a microwave is at your disposal or is nearby.
No,
Wait, what the
Khalyla,
fuck?
no.
I'm not plugging in though.
Khalyla,
I'm not
no.
plugging. I'm not looking for an electrical
We're
outlet.
not bringing in appliances.
Hear me out, guys.
No,
Why
Khalyla.
don't you?
You fucking princess.
I want a warm towel.
My
I want
go-
their.
Bitch,
I will admit,
we're not in first class, right? You're not getting a warm towel.
I
My
want-
go-to has been the paper towel.
It depends again what brand.
I kind of like that. I imagine you like in Chris Brown's house with just like a roll of paper towel
No,
next to your bed.
No. I wouldn't. You see, like I still keep it in my, the paper towel holder rod thing. So I go to the kitchen.
Okay.
But,
You make a move.
but kitchen's close to my bedroom.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, then I would probably have. It
I
closer.
say you grab a t-shirt. Just grab the t-shirt.
T-shirt's okay,
T-shirt.
but I love like someone who has ran the towel under hot water and then
I'm so
done
annoyed
this.
with you.
So it's just,
I've never seen you as this high maintenance.
You're
You're like, I want it steamed. I want a fresh steamed towel.
I'm just saying bonus points if you do that, but
spray
also
a little
like
a little lavender on it.
You even did the whole wring the water out.
You
from
have
the-
to. You have
no
to.
excess water and everything. Okay.
I mean, bonus points if you put it in a microwave for 10 seconds. Then it's
you
like,
ever-
oh, this
There's
is like
no way someone did that for you.
full service spa. Yeah, you know, like when you go to those Asian like massage parlors and they have every one of those rooms has a rice cooker.
When I go to an Asian
know
massage
why?
parlor, they better use one of those when they wipe their cum off me.
Well, all of them have a rice cooker in the room because that's where they heat the towel. I think
a
next
rice
to your bed should be a
cooker?
rice cooker. Just for those situations. If you don't want to do it in a microwave, then have a rice cooker by your bed.
All right, how about a dude who goes and washes himself off first?
He's done.
That he's out of here.
He's out.
Yeah.
He's so fucking rude.
Okay, you know what I'll take? Let me tell you what I'll take. I'll take a guy going to the sink to wash himself off. While he does it, gets a hand towel washer, throws the hand towel at me. I'll take that. It's mutual. As he's washing, he throws me a rag.
I like to
a
be.
wash
I like
rag.
aftercare is very important for me. I like. My
Well,
hair
you're crying, you're
shampooed.
weeping. So
Yes, no, it's a whole thing. It's like I like to shower with them. I want
Yeah,
them to
of course,
condition
no,
my hair.
yes.
I love being scrubbed down all the way after.
No, I'm with you with the shower afterwards.
Yeah.
Because the initial wipe down, that's why I appreciate that you came in with the towel and with the tissue where you did it.
I feel like
but I
most-
think that's just it's just a preliminary getting it so it doesn't drip onto the mattress into the.
I try not to do the shower because I feel like girl enjoys their solo shower. You know what I mean? Like get your
I
clean up on
am
there.
never ever wanting to be alone in a shower.
Oh, you don't want the solo shower? Okay, I'm already fucking up multiple times.
I
in this
never, but I'm just
situation
personally
here.
never wanna.
Um,
I after and especially when I was like having like, well, would I want to shower the one?
Well, this
night
is why like
stand?
lesbians are so great because the aftercare of lesbian sex or with a girl is just superior to all.
cry together. And
Because
everything.
guys
And gay men.
and gay men too.
Wait, do you
Have you ever
remember?
been-
Wait, what's the Bravo show where it was the gay guys in the house together?
Oh God, the night. Yeah.
What was it
the
called?
Lance Bass show.
Yeah, and then they did on SNL, they did the lesbian version, and it was just like women, like these like butch women, like in bed together, being like, "I see you, I see you." It's the funniest thing.
Wait, has someone ever washed you in the shower? Like, have you
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
been like washed?
Washed. I've been washed.
It's so intimate.
Yeah,
Here's my thing.
beautiful.
So one time I asked
we all start crying.
no, but I had asked a boy to basically recreate a big trauma of mine. When I was 16, there was a 30-year-old guy who kind of held me like hostage for the night. Like he wouldn't give me a ride home from Reseda because he was like, you have to fuck
Welcome
me.
to Trash Tuesday.
And I was 16, he was 30. He took me to Claim Jumper. I thought I was like, oh, wow, this is great. But I thought we were just going to go back home. But he didn't. He took me to his home and he was like, I'm not giving you a ride home tonight. And we had sex, but he was so brutal with me and really just a very negative sexual experience. So
Look at Julien. He's welcome again to Trash Tuesday.
But then
Set you up with that claim jumper. Those portions.
did.
I know he really.
Feasted you like a queen, though. Those portions are huge.
He
you
was.
know?
He took you to Claim Jumper and then he clam humped you.
he claim jumped me for sure.
claimed
He
you,
jumped me.
yeah.
No, but when I drive past the claim jumper in Burbank, I think that's like the only the last one left. Like I glitch out a little bit because
Oh, I
remember.
hate the little PTSD glitch.
Well,
I know,
luckily
but-
they're getting discontinued, so you'll be fine once that last one gets out of here.
But I had a guy. I had asked him to recreate that whole night
To
because I wanted
chain you to the
like
radiator?
take back the night kind of thing.
Yeah.
But so he did. Like he did everything. He beat me up. He pissed on my hair,
No.
my
Jesus
face, like
Christ.
everything brutalized. But then afterwards, but we had a
I'm
safe
not
word.
okay.
We had
I'm
a
not
s-
okay with him.
We had a safe word.
I don't care.
And he was very like, Khalyla, are you sure? And I was like, keep going,
I
keep
hate
going.
him. I hate him.
And
I hate this guy.
no, this is the guy who
I
recreated
hate
it.
recreate Claim Jumper.
And then afterwards, he gave me a spa-like treatment, like the hair conditioning, the everything. Like he tweezed
He put a
my leg
steak on your
hairs,
black
little
eye.
cucumbers, and honestly, it changed me a little bit. Where I was like, oh, I think this was my take back the night moment.
Mad people used to get bathed like a lot more back in the day. All those kings and queens and
Yeah,
that looks always nice in like Game of Thrones or something. You know.
getting like your
But
feet
those are like,
rubbed.
but what about like the regulars? Like, do they get like bathed?
Nah, they didn't get- I know. I mean, honestly,
He
but
beat you.
back then it probably
me.
felt so much better too because it was way more rough.
Yeah.
You know, like just getting through life, and then you get bathed at the end of the day. That sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, you're upset about this?
I don't like that he beat you.
He didn't beat me so hard that he like
just, like,
caused
pulled your
any
hair
permanent
around or something?
injury. Like, there was like there was some like it was aggressive.
Yeah.
And but I don't know. I felt like it was under my control still
Right,
because I
right,
had the
right, right,
safe
right, right, yeah.
word. All of these things were and genuinely, I probably traumatized the poor guy. He's probably like, "What the fuck did I
Yeah.
just
Right,
do?"
right.
You know?
Well, the worst is when you kind of get a little like you're like you can be a little rough, and then they get real. You're like, all right, relax. I
You
didn't mean
cannot
like,
actually
I didn't
pull.
mean like hock a loogie in my mouth. You spit a little. What the fuck is going on?
That's
Like, how
why
long you
these-
been waiting for this?
That's why all these things are tricky. You gotta
Yes,
feel
of
it
course,
out.
of
And
you
then
course,
know?
guys
It's
don't
just
know how to
so-
pull hair properly. It's like you got to get it at the
Yeah,
base,
yeah.
not at the
Yeah.
end.
Yeah.
You're gonna rip whole like,
Yeah, I don't
chunks
want. I
out of
want to
my
look
head.
cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear the proper
You're
way
such a
once,
slut,
and you
bitch.
never
I
go
see
back.
that.
You get in there. You know, you get
I
all in
know.
there. Yeah.
Katie,
No.
you fucking slut. Katie is vibing with our combo.
You know, another thing though, that just talking about like washing your dick and stuff.
I
I've
didn't know
always
we jumped to washing
no, going
dicks.
back to like cleaning
Yeah.
up and stuff. I always really annoyed that the sink is just not at the right length. Like you gotta like
It's a very
you gotta tippy toe to throw your balls and dick on the top of the. It's like if they just made a slight
Not
adjustment
ergonomic.
Imagine
of a
having
few
a pussy.
inches.
Do you know you gotta like drag the squatty potty over and like stand on it? You gotta like straddle the thing.
I do. I
So
will
much
say
harder.
though that things are probably built better for you and more convenient for you than us. Like
Yeah.
holy shit! Like the
That's true.
gymnastics we have to do to even like. For instance, if it's like a last minute hookup, do
Oh
you know
my
how hard it
God.
is to wash a pussy like on
It's
the
so
go?
difficult.
Have you ever stood on the top of a sink?
All the time. All the time I've done that.
You've done that for.
I mean, best case scenario, there's a bidet and I'll just straddle the toilet.
I'll back up into it, right? So if let's I wouldn't even go front ways because I'm trying to get like front to back access.
You got you.
So the mirror is on my back and I've hopped up backwards onto the sink.
Yeah.
And then I'll wash this way.
So
I'm
have you-
having sink sex memories.
Oh, really? Tell me.
Oh, I used to hook up with this guy. I worked at one bar and he worked at another, and we would like meet up and hook up in the bathroom in Santa Fe. I'm going to Santa Fe. Maybe I'll do my bathrooms I banged in tour.
You have to do bathrooms you banged into.
That's gonna be sad though, because you know when you go back to like a town you lived in and it's like things just inevitably had changed. I haven't lived there since I was, I
Wait,
don't
can
know
you
how
do a
many years ago.
TikTok series of this?
Yeah.
But just explain. You don't even have to be super graphic about it. Just be like, walk into the bathroom, like rate it from like a 1 to 10.
Oh, it was so cute. I hope it's still the way it was. What if there's like no bathroom there anymore?
But what were you saying?
Oh, another wash question. How often do you wash your ass in hopes that you will get your ass eaten on that
Oh.
all the
night?
time. My ass
So is that
is,
like
you gotta wash
protocol?
your ass
Is
anyway.
You
it's
wanna wash
always gonna
everything
wash your
anyway.
ass
So,
while you're washing?
I don't soap my vagina at all. Like I never do because I just feel like everything smells better when my pH kind of just does its own thing. So but I soap the fuck out of my ass.
Gotcha.
But I always do because I like my preferred entry of choice by a man is if he were to flip me over and go ass first, like to eat me out. Like eating me out from the back that way is like the hottest thing ever.
So there's
going-
times that
Esther would have vetoed this entire discussion.
I'm
by
just trying to
now.
think of what song lyric I want to like punctuate your story.
But
with.
I like a lot of ass play.
I'm thinking of
so
Peaches.
I
Sucking
have
on
to.
my titties like you wanted me come.
But ass play is
My
very
pussy from
important to me.
behind.
I washed my dick like right before like
The show? That's so sweet. Oh my God. Honored.
Yeah, I knew we were gonna have the conversation just in case I had to whip it out. I would make sure. No. So like before a girl was coming over, I was like just in a hurry, so I washed my dick and.
That's so polite.
But,
Thank you for that.
No, but it was like way too close to when we got
So it was too
to work.
soapy.
So she almost
was,
like,
like,
she's
cold.
like, did you just wash your dick? Like she smelled the soap and everything. I was kind of embarrassed that I actually
It's
knew.
better. I think it's better to put the effort in.
I think so too. But also, when I really like someone, I really don't care.
Yeah.
Like the condition
Right.
of it. If we're on, we're on. But
I would
can't apply
appreciate
that
that if
same.
I'm coming to hook up with you if you wash your dick.
Yeah, but you know what? I really, I've talked about this so much and I just have yet to implement this is I don't know how to have spontaneous sex unwashed. Like if you're just like, oh fuck, let's go. I
Yeah.
have to find a bathroom and it's got to be this whole thing. And I don't know why I can't just like let go and trust that my partner is okay with it.
I know. I used to be a lot more adventurous, and I'm kind of ashamed of myself that I do wash my dick pretty frequently. You know what I mean? I wish I was just more like going to the bathroom. Let's get it on. You know,
Yeah.
like I remember having sex in an office I worked at, Farmers Insurance.
Yeah.
You know,
Farmers Insurance?
yeah, I worked at a Farmers Insurance, and like
What did you do there?
like a customer service. Worked under like a broker or whatever insurance.
She was a broker.
And then
I broke
you
her back.
Worked right under.
Wait, I want to get, how did you meet her? What was like
She was
the,
like a girl I was dating. We worked at the same place.
It's so fun.
Wait,
It's-
workplace
work
sex is so
fun.
hot. I've never experienced
that was the only time I did it. Yeah, it was cool. And then she even like we had a whole thing. She like tied my hands on this office chair things like this. I put like a thing over
It was
my
That's so
After
embarrassing if
hours?
you got caught.
yeah, I know. But we were sure like they were gone for a while.
Oh, so it was after hours, not like during.
No,
You
it was
know they have,
during.
like,
It was
cameras.
during. Nah, they didn't have cameras. This is a while ago.
Okay.
No, I mean I'm sure they had cameras then, but I don't
Just
think.
resurface this now.
Nah, it was like a janky like.
This is how you get
Farmers
canceled?
Broke
They find your tapes.
Yeah, not Farmers Insurance, Prudential, whatever. Yeah, but that was like the one time that was like a crazy place. But I'm not that adventurous. It's sad to say.
Yeah, I
Actually, if
mean,
the ladies are watching this, I am adventurous now.
yeah, he's so adventurous, you guys. I think that sex in public is the thrill of it is not the actual sex itself, right? It's just this idea of like
People could hear you.
yeah,
Find out.
and find out. But I don't find that pleasurable sex. Like I can't imagine having sex with a guy like on a plane, say for instance, and coming. Like, who comes from like mile high?
Oh.
Oh, Annie's been fingered on a plane.
I didn't come though. But it was a hardcore makeout sesh, some fingering.
Yeah,
That sounds pretty hot
blanket.
though.
he passed away though.
Died.
Oh.
He died.
He died, and we
Damn.
found out on the show because we tried to search him.
He was
Oh.
such a hilarious character, that guy.
Yeah, she had just met him at the gate previous.
Right.
right
We
at
met,
boarding.
I'd missed my flight, so we went to we journeyed to our next flight together, and he got our seats together, and
Well, you might be the only one he's ever fingered in his life before he went out. So
I
that's kind of
definitely
cool.
wasn't the only one he fingered. He was in I don't want to brag, he was in a Sugar Ray cover band, so
He had a lot of
That's
miles.
he was so hot. He was extremely hot.
Like if I'm getting freaky on the couch with a partner, then I'm like, let's go to the bedroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that cool? I don't know why I'm
just
asking
Grown
it.
up, I think we just like grew up.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I used to be
I
so
didn't just get a headboard and an expensive mattress just so my knees could get bruised over
Right.
here.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I used to have like a fantasy of this was when I was like still like repressed shit, but I was very high schooly in my head. So I wanted to like fuck and make out in high schooly ways. So it would always be like I liked fucking on couches, and in my fantasy it would always be like we met at like a party. He went to a different school than me. Like in my head, I'm like creating all this shit and
That is like middle school.
put on some
crush.
Sublime. Let's go.
That honestly, that is to recreate something of your childhood is so.
like dry humping.
Dry humping is the best. It's so underrated. Bring it back.
But you'll never get the same dry hump that we used to get back
It
in
was
the
so
day. It's never the
exciting.
same.
If you edge enough, though, I think you can.
I
You
feel
c-
like it's
I don't
never
know.
the like it's not that hot summer fling you had with a
Fogging up, you're in
girl.
a car.
All
it's
that
like-
you never it's never the same. Like I remember it being the best like back in the day.
Yeah,
I'm like
it
I
really
never got
was.
it back.
Todd and I were talking about,
Never.
we're like, oh my God, car sex. Remember car sex? It's like everything was so because you had parent, like you couldn't fuck in regular
Oh.
places. And even when you get like in your 20s, you have roommates and stuff. So it's like you're just fucking where you can
Yeah.
fuck. But it's like now that you're a grown up, it's like, yeah, I have a nice bed.
Yeah, nothing is really going to match the feeling of making out with John Lynn in his car to Brian McKnight's Anytime. You know what I mean? Late at night.
Yeah.
And-
I was fucking in my Ford Focus. Like that shit was that was amazing, And even in my like shitty apartment.
Yeah.
Roaches everywhere.
Yep.
I had girls waking up to bed bug bites. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it was still hot. You know.
Air mattresses. I banged on a lot of air
Waterbed?
mattresses. Waterbed. I lost my virginity on a waterbed. Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever had sex on a waterbed.
I don't know if I could even count it. It was pretty wild. We were floating. There was wood
Yeah,
panels,
but that's
too. This kind
another
of looks like-
adventurous thing that doesn't work. Like I remember being younger and in a pool with a boy and being like, "Put it in, put
Oh,
it
yeah,
in," and it's
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, you
it's
don't bang it in a
dry.
hot
It's,
tub.
it's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
worst.
yeah.
Don't do it. Get a UTI. No, thank you, guys.
Right.
But I recently just found out that silverback gorillas have the tiniest penises. Did you know this?
Like Randy.
Like 3 centimeters, 3 inches.
My dog has the smallest penis of anything I've ever seen in my life.
But I'm just saying, like in primates and how we evolved, why do you think there was the need for the human to then grow a larger penis?
So they do penetrate their mate with that thing.
Yeah, but look at that big ass body.
Yeah, you don't even think about their penis because they're so big. You know, you're just like, yeah, he's packing.
It kind of reminds me of like bodybuilders when they get all shriveled up from taking all the steroids.
Right.
But isn't that strange? Because like the average like human penis like evolved to be a lot bigger than a silverback gorilla, but there's somehow like that's so disproportionate to their size.
And no one can tell him anything because they'll mess
No
you
one. He'll rip you to shreds. You know what I mean?
He doesn't know. He has no clue.
Do you think he knows that he has a small dick?
No, and if he doesn't know, does he?
See, that's how we should live our lives, dudes with micro penises. You know, there shouldn't be podcasts talking about their penises. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Oh my God.
let them live.
Julien, how about when we did the live show? I did a show. I'll say it so you don't really know what we're talking about, but I did a show with someone, a live show, and we asked the audience like to tell like bad sex stories or bad penis stories or whatever. And every story was like about a micro dick. I'm like, you guys, there's nothing wrong with people that have micro penises. That's not, the story has to be of like, did they do something bad to you with their penis? Did they give you a disease with their penis?
Or the hole that was underneath.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
that is called.
It's just unfortunate. It was like, oh my God, you guys are evil. The audience
That's
was
messed
evil.
up. Yeah.
It is messed up. Listen, I remember my micro penis. I'll never forget you. You're a
When
nice
was it?
person.
When was it?
I was in college. I banged him twice.
Oh, but it was bangable size then.
You came back for more. I mean,
No, I honestly was like, I must be remembering this wrong. I went back.
what's the equivalent for like a girl? What's like if it's like a micro penis would be
I
like a
think it's
larger clit or
No,
what do you know?
vaginismus
Long.
probably.
What's
But I
that?
feel like that's like a guys probably get off on that is when the opening of the vagina is very, very, very small. So it's very
No,
painful
because it
for a
would be
girl.
big. It would be too big for them.
Like a hot dog in a hallway
It's too
stitch.
small, too big. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe
Right.
something that girls would be ashamed of is probably if we were called like loose or something like that. But I think that
Right.
But-
Even loose is, you know.
it's
Yeah.
we could still turn it
Now-
back
now
on
I
you.
find myself like talking about micro penis. There's nothing wrong with micro penis.
No, but we can turn it back on you. I'm like, I'm not loose. Your dick's just small, right? Like we could still turn it back on you. I don't know what the equivalent is really for us. No, but big clits always get big because when they're engorged, they look like
But some people have like penis clits, like where they look like penises.
really.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen
That sounds worse than micro penis clit.
I think it's the same. I think they're probably the same size, you know? It's like the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, my guy, he always had long-term girlfriends.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was always in long relationships. I hope he's doing
Yeah.
well.
That's sweet. They
That's
deserve
good.
pleasure too, you know? Honestly, I wouldn't mind a guy with a micro penis. Like, that's very low maintenance for me.
I'll tell you, the hogs I've
TMJ.
dated have been a problem. The hogs I've dated have been a problem.
Fuck
That's
hogs.
been the problem.
Hogs are out.
I'm done.
We're done. We're done with anything that is past a certain size. No, thank you. I'm not a size queen. But I was gonna ask you about this thing we talked about last episode with Esther called the good boy text. What is your protocol when you sleep with a girl? How long after do you always text her like a courteous, hey, thank you for that. That was fun. Do you always text her?
Yeah, because usually we do like a date and night, so
Yeah.
I do say like, yo, I had a good time, you know,
Yeah.
had fun, you know.
And
And
what
what
if
is
you don't
the
want to hang
cutoff?
out with her?
And a
again?
what?
What if you don't want to hang out with her again? Still nice?
No, I still send a text.
Yeah. good boy.
because it's not, you know, the text is like pretty close to after we're
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
done
Before
hanging
noon
out.
or after noon?
I mean, sometimes it's just like, did you get home safe or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah,
Think something
yeah.
like that. You know what I mean? And you could say you had a good time then. And I feel like everyone's kind of like I'm in touch like through social media. Like we're still like kind of
Yeah.
following each other.
Yeah.
You know, give a couple of likes, little post likes.
Oh my God.
You know what I
when you
mean?
go on-
I'm throwing some post likes over here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just the hot pictures, the dinners and
Oh
the
my
art
God.
photos. I'm giving likes to the art photos.
I went on a date with this guy and I we didn't follow each other and then I accidentally followed him. It was so fucking
no.
embarrassing.
Then you couldn't even unfollow after that.
Of course I could. I wanted him to immediately know it was an accident.
Oh, okay.
But it was, and then I accidentally fucking FaceTimed him once. Oh my God, his name started with an A, so he was like at the top of
Oh,
it was
God.
so annoying. I was like, God, this guy thinks I'm obsessed with him.
Damn
was
it, Aaron.
so annoying.
Hey.
Aaron.
It was like, and I FaceTime him and he fucking called me from Mexico. He was like, I'm in Mexico on tour. He was like, what's up? I'm like, how narcissistic for you to think I didn't accidentally FaceTime you. I was like, butt dial,
But how was he
bitch.
supposed to know?
But what? But I don't know. Why would all of a sudden I want to date with you and then I'm FaceTiming you like 2 months later? It was crazy. And he was like, what's up? Like he was down to fucking chat.
I feel like there's, you know,
I guess that was a nice thing. I shouldn't be mad at him. That
Yeah.
was sweet. That was
even
sweet.
if you don't, if immediately after you feel like you're probably not going to see that person again, like if you give it a few months in between, you kind of might want to, you know, hit him up again. To be
You
honest,
know what my
like,
issue with
Yeah.
him was? He was in town. He was a musician. He was in town, and we had a good first date. And then he was in town, like doing an album, and he would not stop texting me. He texted me constantly. Okay.
Oh man.
Wouldn't stop text, which was fine. It was like cool. I like to text. I'm funny on text and stuff. And we were always vibing on text. And the date was really fun. And then he was like, I really want to hang out with you again. And then he would never hang out with me. And I'm like, that's very annoying.
That
to
is
me.
annoying. Yeah.
I'm like, you just one or the other. It's all good. It's
Yeah.
like whatever. But you don't need to text me it was like constant communication. And I was like,
Yeah.
okay, do you want to hang out? And then he'd be like, I'm in an intense, I'm like, I do an intense thing too, bitch. Like,
That's definitely like a
It was, like,
musician,
narcissistic or
fuckboy
something.
kind of thing. You
Yeah.
know
it
what
was
I mean?
very
He's
weird.
probably getting all of the dopamine hit.
But I
of
would have
the
been. I wasn't
attention
even
that you're
like I
giving
wouldn't
him
have been.
back.
Like I'm like I would have like I could have been your fuck girl. I could have received that or whatever. It was just like annoying. It was like either way, just be upfront with whatever it's gonna be. It's like don't. It was just such an annoying. I was like, do you want to hang out or not? And then he'd be like, you left your sunglasses. I was like, all right. Do you want to throw them in the trash or bring them to me? There's options here, and either's all good. But then I fucking FaceTime and 3 months later, do you know how embarrassing that is? I finally was just like, dude, I'm done, you know?
That's why musicians are kind of they play games or they're easiest to be like players because you use the excuse in the studio. That could be anything, anytime. You could be out at 4
How
in the
many
morning,
times have
busy
you used
at.
it?
I have used it, just being like I'm at the studio.
And you sound
know?
cool. You sound like, oh, I'm doing this intense thing.
You don't know when that's gonna end. If you're in the studio, it could be an all-night thing. We could be done in 30 minutes.
And
you know?
also,
You could-
I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't give a fuck if you're fine, but why do you keep texting me from the studio then? Why don't you
Yeah.
focus on your work, bitch? I'm writing a fucking album too.
That's true. That album's gonna be
I'm
trash
like,
if you're
I'm-
texting.
Yeah, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I perform every night. I know what you do.
I do really love that. Like when I'm involved with a girl has her own creative
Yeah.
endeavors and stuff like that, you can't play that shit with them. You
But
know
that's
what I
why I was
mean?
like, what
they
in the
really,
hell?
yeah, you can't play that. Like,
Right.
It was so weird though. I think he just liked having someone to talk to. I don't know. He liked the attention or something, but it was like, oh my God. So then when he was like, what's up? I'm in Mexico. I'm like, what would I possibly want to FaceTime you about?
yeah.
Is that something that you have rules against? Like, say for Bobby, say for instance, like he does not feel like it's right for him to date a comic. Is there, or do you have rules against like dating someone who's like a musician?
No, I've dated a musician. I've dated a musician girl like way bigger than me, and, you
Yeah.
know, and it was like, if you know, I was like carrying around her shopping bags
That's so
around
funny,
Korea
yeah.
and like no autographs, fam. Chill, bro. She's busy. Like I did the whole thing. I'm really. If you saw a lot of my exes, there's been like there's no consistency like far as looks and what they are like.
Yeah.
One thing that I like is I do like boss women and like women who are doing things, you know. So it's like every girl I've dated, like like a real poppin' musician to like really successful fashion photographer,
Yeah.
this, that. But that's like the only thing. You look at them, they're like all over the place, you know? But I no, as far as rules like that, I don't think I have a single rule like that. I've been bullied into relationships, you know. I've just done it, you know. I'm very disciplined. Like I'm willing to go for it.
Yeah.
Even though I kind of don't want it sometimes too.
How does one get bullied into a relationship?
If I knew that was a thing, do you know how many fucking relationships I would have had when I was younger? Esther's a bully into a relationship type
You're
of bitch.
right. Esther has.
And I remember when she would tell me like things that she would say to her boyfriends and stuff. I'd be like, "That's crazy, Esther," and it would always work. I'm like,
But
"Oh my
it
god,
works.
it fucking worked."
But it works, right?
I was always like, "Yeah, whatever." I mean, I guess if you.
Yeah, because but you
I don't
and
like you
I,
either.
our mistake was playing like the cool girl. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you can't hurt me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to be with me.
Yeah,
You
and then
don't-
I had to go to so many of my best friends' weddings. I was like, "Oh." When
Yeah.
I was young, I was like, "Okay."
Wait, but how did you get bullied into relationships?
Just, I mean, you know, I think they had very strong personalities and they just, I don't know, it just naturally kind of happened. I wasn't planning or anything. Next thing I wake up and I'm like, oh, now I'm living in New York. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
it's like in her apartment.
You
like,
can't leave.
Yeah, it was just, I mean, and also I think the texting thing, like I've been with a lot of like very aggressive texters and I respond, you know, next
Yeah.
thing you know, I'm talking like throughout the day with
Yeah,
this
and then
person.
you're like,
morning,
"Oh,
good
you're my
night."
life." I know.
and
Yeah.
now it's like I'm in it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like every 15 minutes
Ooh.
there's something, you know, it's like, here's a bookstore, cool bookstore. You know, I'm like, oh, that's a cool bookstore. Yeah. It's like, it's throughout the day, you know, and I'm very like minimal, you know, I've always been like that, but I get kind of like pressured a little bit. You know, I've had this girl like write me, like I had this fling when I was in my early 20s in Korea. I met her there. And afterwards, she was like, let's just continue to write letters to each other, like no emails or texts. And for like 2 years, we just wrote letters to each other.
2 years?
Yeah, and we made like a zine out of it. Like last year, it was real cute and stuff. But like every letter she
Do you remember Sebastian and Bean or something? Sabine and Do you remember those books that were like letters to each other? Oh my God, hold
romantic.
Was it like
Yes,
this?
you know what I'm talking
no,
about?
I don't. Anyways, she wrote a letter, and her letters were always like 3-4 pages, and I was like, just sitting with an empty piece of paper, like, oh god damn, I gotta make this letter better than hers.
Did you feel obligated?
Sometimes, well, not obligated, but it was just like I felt like I had to keep up with like how romantic her letters were,
Yeah.
you know, and
Yeah.
it's
You had
like,
to at least match the energy or the effort, probably.
yeah, like hers was crazy. It's like I'm sitting in a subway right now. Across from me is this 90-year-old man who's blah blah blah. It's like,
Oh my God, that's so
But you know what? She
funny.
probably made you a better writer.
yeah, probably. Yeah,
That's
you're
a whole
right.
lot of practice. 2 years of having to do that.
But it's like you read that zine and her letters seem like so sophisticated, and mine's are like from like it sounds like a 14-year-old wrote it or something, and I was like 22. Yeah,
Oh, that's so dope. I love that.
yeah.
You're totally gonna do that to someone now.
No, I've definitely snail mailed with people before, and
I've snail trailed with a few.
but there have been times where I'm like, I do think that there's a thing of like over communicating and calling each other a little bit too much, and you're just sort of too enmeshed that like you almost leave no space for anything else. Like so. I have dated a guy. I was dating a guy where I was like, hey, just write me letters. And this was the first time I really got to know him was through letters, because in our day-to-day interactions, I don't think he felt as free to really kind of, because I can be an overpowering person. He was more of an introvert.
Yeah.
And maybe I led the conversation a lot. But when his letters came in, I was like, this person's incredible. Like, I found out things about him that I would have never found out even in our day-to-day stuff.
Right.
So like maybe there is something to that. That's super cute.
Yeah, no, it was cool. I'm glad we did it now that we have this like zine and stuff and looking back at that time.
What was the end result of that? Like you guys get together at the end?
I just saw her recently on this Korea trip. No, she's like with some dude that she wants to marry, but he has his own set of problems, and I heard all about it. It was cool.
So now you're always gonna have to hear about everything. You're her pen
I'm
pal.
that friend now. Yeah.
This
no.
they were called Sabine and Sebastian, and they were like letters, like love letters written to each other, and you would they were like envelopes in the book, and you would open the envelope and like pull the letter out. It was cool.
Oh, that
If
sounds
you
so
think about it,
cute.
there's no really version of that, like love letters now, or people aren't probably writing like long things to each other now, right?
They're
Look
not.
up
And what my
book.
therapist said was really, she was like, because I was like, well, why can't I just journal on my computer or put it on my phone? And she was like, no, no, no. The reason that writing is important is because it slows
Oh,
down your
Griffin and
thoughts,
Sabine. It
especially
was
for
Griffin
someone
and
like
Sabine.
me. I always have swirling ideas, and it
Yeah.
makes you more like focused and more present in what you're actually writing and feeling. Like there's a more of a correlation to your feeling. Like you're not, because sometimes when I write, my head is too far past my body or my
Yeah.
feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to write something that someone's gonna read and receive, as
Yeah.
opposed to
I didn't like to even tell guys how I felt at nighttime because, like, in the morning I might not feel that way. So imagine, like, the time the letter gets there, you're like,
Ooh,
I went a little emo. Like,
that is
fuck.
genuinely one of the worst feelings ever.
When you
is like,
overcommit and then you wake up in the morning and you're like,
but
whoa.
even telling someone you don't love, but in the throes of passion and the throes of the moment, you tell them you love them back, and you're like, I didn't mean that.
Or how about those relationships you would get in where you would make all these future plans? Like, you'd get so into them.
Yeah.
Ooh,
In the beginning, you make all the future plans and then you wake up and you're like, this ain't my life.
that's
I'm
what
not doing
happens
this.
to engagements. Gets broken off all the time. There's no like you can't commit anymore. I unsent a message like yesterday.
Yeah.
What did it say? What did it say?
But
God bless the
this
unsends.
wasn't a relationship thing. This was a dude who was annoying the shit out of me in Korea, right? Like just a random dude I know from back home. And he was annoying a lot of my friends. He was lingering, just inserting himself in conversation. We had this conversation with all our friends, so I was trying to tell him not to come to this party that I was throwing in Korea. I wrote out a whole thing like, bro, like, I think it's best that you don't come to the party respectfully, all this thing. And I wrote a paragraph and I sent it. And I copied it and put it in my group chat to see what my friends thought. They were like, nah, you need to unsend that, fam. That sounds crazy. And I was like, for real? And I unsent it. And then he's like, and they were like, yeah, that's also a receipt. You should call him and tell him that,
Oh shit! But did he? Do you know if he read it?
No, he didn't read it.
Oh,
He
Are you
came to the
sure?
party. I didn't know
Oh,
that. I
okay.
decided not to uninvite him. But that's a good case of like probably unsending. I felt mean.
But the only risk with unsending is they saw it and then they left it unseen. You know
If
how you
they-
can like scroll and
well,
make
if they
it
get
like,
an alert, then they can technically screenshot
right
there.
and
but
see part of it.
yeah, I've also unsent like texts that I've gotten ghosted from a girl. Like if it's sitting there for a while, I'm like, okay, nah, this
Oh,
looks thirsty. I'm
yeah.
unsending that.
oh, if it's
Oh,
just
for
sitting there
sure,
and not.
yeah.
It's sitting there and time passes. I'm like, oh, she's just not trying to click on this
Yeah,
one. You know
Andrew
what I mean?
Keegan, I'm
Like,
gonna
she's not-
unsend inviting you to do Trash
But he already
Tuesday.
saw it.
Yeah, but I'm still gonna unsend it.
Okay, but if it's so, even if she's already seen it, you'll unsend it.
No. Scene. It's out there.
fine.
It's in
Yeah.
the universe.
There's there's something power in taking back a scene though. I don't mean this anymore.
Yo, you know
Bitch,
what?
I don't mean this anymore.
Wait, do you remember who Andrew Keegan?
Who's that again?
Okay, he was the
He
guy
was in
from 10
Camp
Things I Hate
Nowhere,
About
10
You.
Things I Hate About You.
Was he in Independence Day? No, he wasn't. He wasn't. Just
No.
kidding, guys.
Oh yeah. He was in Camp Nowhere.
Camp Nowhere was
Yes.
my number one movie.
I love
Thank
Camp
you. The
Nowhere.
best
I love
movie.
Camp
It's the
Nowhere.
number
Yeah,
one
yeah.
movie. Thank you.
So Annie,
I saw him in Venice. He had a cult that I would have joined.
I always
if
thought
was
this
around
guy
him.
was cool as hell when
He
I
was
was
the
little.
best.
I was like,
Such
this
a crush
dude
on
is
him. I
cool
had
as
his
hell.
Teen Bop pictures up. I loved him. We were talking about him. Then I saw him in Venice. I
Right.
saw him and he was like with his family or something. I didn't want to say anything. So then I go, okay, I'm going to take this as a sign. I DM him to come on Trash Tuesday. I sent him a really nice message.
Yeah.
Scene.
and
Oh man.
but I think that he got into some issue with like the feds for like illegal kombucha, right? For his cult.
Well, that's
I
But-
did say, I did mention the cult. I was like, oh, I wish it was still around so I could have joined it.
But genuinely, like, do we give a shit about illegal kombucha? Like, that's not a cancelable offense
literally,
anymore.
who cares? And also, just everyone does colds. Who cares? Every morning I wake up, I pray for the strength to. I go, Annie, do not start an OnlyFans and do not start a cult. Do not start an OnlyFans. We could all do it, okay?
Yeah.
his cult looks pretty well put together.
It looks awesome. Everyone's
Yeah.
cute. It's like a spiritual place where they drink
Bring a
kombucha.
fedora.
What part of a cult would you be? Like, what member would you be?
I would be Sheila. Sheila in, have you guys seen the Bhagwan documentary, the Osho?
Yeah.
But
You'd be like the Ghislaine.
yes, the
Maxwell.
secretary
the
that
girl.
then overtakes
Yeah.
the cult leader.
I think I'd be the guy like the person who's worried about where the cult's headed. That wouldn't be me. I'd be the person they talk to like, I think we should leave. I'm like, nah, I'm staying, bro.
Yeah, I'm
you
not.
know, like
yeah.
I'm too scared. I'm chilling. You know, like, and I'd probably snitch on them. I'd be like, yo, that thing right there.
would be.
That dude right there, he's trying to get out, man.
I would be the leader, and I would be the one that was like, Sheila, go mix this Kool-Aid.
You'd be Mother God.
I would be the teal swan.
Yeah, Teal Swan, you're telling everyone to ingest toxic amounts of silver.
Yes.
Not
Did
Teal
she tell
Swan.
that-
No,
did-
Mother God was. The
okay.
the Love is One lady. She eventually died. She was like blue because she kept eating silver. And she told, but then
I love when cult leaders like override all science. They're like, no. If you just believe, the silver's good for you, and then they're like,
yeah, but like Heaven's Gate, right? The whole thing was like if you wear like purple and wear like Nike Cortezes, like you're gonna get shot out into whatever planet they believed in.
is that cutie pick Nikes?
Cortezes specifically, yes.
If you wear what? This is just like a Laker fan in LA who started this cult. Shit.
It always is.
Yeah,
It always
fool.
is.
You just gotta wear these Cortezes.
Wait,
You're
what was
good.
the Heaven's Gate one? Nike and the notorious Heaven's Gate suicide. Yeah, but they
At first, Nike was like, this is pretty cool. And they're like, oh, wait, no.
yeah, but
It's just a Nike campaign. That's what happened.
Oh my God.
I think this is so cool. I think bring back all those funky little cults. I mean,
Cults are coming back. Cults are coming
dude,
back.
Scientology is still killing it.
Cults are going great. Listen, I joined a cult. I'm in cults all the time.
Will you tell me a cool one if you get into it?
I always get out of them. Here's the problem. I always become friends with the leader, and then I go, you're not that good.
I feel like they're different, like crypto. That the crypto
Yeah.
crew is like that. That's all cultish a little bit too.
Yeah.
Financial cults, yeah, that's a thing, right? Yeah.
Okay. Well,
This was great. This was so fun.
this was so fun. Thank you for enlightening us about post-sex manners and pre-sex washes.
I was more enlightened than you guys.
I think we all gave a little and took a little today.
I think we
I'm putting my microwave to use.
Oh my God. The
Rice
microwave is
cooker.
where I'll never get over it.
I'm telling you guys, rice cooker. There's always a rice cooker in
You
every
know what?
massage room.
I can see you coming over to a guy's house with a rice cooker and like plugging it in.
Okay, there's only one brand that I swear by. Like all of these fancy newer ones, I hate. Tiger, the old school Tiger ones, the white ones with a floral pattern on
Yeah.
it. Nothing cooks better rice. Everything new will never compare. So unless you have if I see a guy and he has a Tiger rice cooker, I'm marrying him.
Do you know what I like? I like the idea of like someone coming on your back and then they just take like a wad of rice and have the rice soak it up. Like a wet iPhone. They just they go, here you go. Here's your little it's become sticky rice.
I don't have a rice cooker.
What? You still go old school with a rice cooker?
I've never cooked rice in my life.
You and Bobby both. What is your actual
I've
problems?
never cooked them.
You've had it cooked for you though, haven't you?
I have.
Me too.
I have instant rice. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I just put it in the microwave.
Oh my God, this
Rice
is really.
cookers are pretty instant ricey though. They do
so
it
you
for
don't know the rice finger rule?
I've
What's the rice
seen
finger
it
rule?
in
What is it?
Asian comedian bits. You
What is
know.
it?
A rice finger rule is basically where the water has to come up to in relation to the rice. So you can
Oh.
just eyeball the correct amount of water versus like measuring it out, you know?
I grew up. I remember that though.
So this is my Tiger.
Yeah, that's a
I have the
fire
3
one.
cup, I have the 5 cup.
It's so cute.
Yeah, this is it, guys. This is the winner right
Nothing
here.
wipes come better than this right here.
Like a
this sucker
tiger.
right here. This thing.
Like a tiger.
You guys, thank you so much for being here this week. This was so fucking
It was
fun.
awesome.
Thank you guys.
Come back anytime. And is there anything you want to plug?
No, Fun with Dumb every Wednesday. That's our podcast, and yeah, that's it.
Cool. We're trying to get Steffi on.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah,
She'll kill it.
Steffi's so freaking great. All right, guys. We'll see you next week. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.